right, welcome to the book of Proverbs. Before we get started, I just want to give you a little bit of background information when it comes to Proverbs. If you have previously read Proverbs and you're familiar with it, this will just be a refresher. But if you've never approached the book of Proverbs or you've never read the Bible in any capacity, first off, I want to say welcome. I think you're in for a real treat. The book of Proverbs is probably the least intimidating book within the Bible, so it's definitely a great place to be starting. And if that is your story, if that's your journey, I really want to hear from you. I want to hear, what resonates with you, what jumps out to you, or what challenges you as you read through Proverbs. So, please reach out to me and let me know. Definitely. When it comes to the authorship of Proverbs, we attribute this to King Solomon, who was one of the sons of King David. And there's a little bit of deviation from that because we get to Proverbs 30 or we get to Proverbs 31 and we see that, hey, these are the words of Agur or these are the words of King Lemuel. But for the most part, we give credit where credit's due, and so we attributed these to King Solomon. The overall structure of Proverbs is pretty basic. There are 31 Proverbs, and it's kind of broken up into two sections, Proverbs 1 through 9, and then Proverbs 10 through 31. And within that first section of Proverbs 1 through 9, you kind of have these two discourses. And one discourse is characterized by a father and a son. And the father is giving this advice to his son about, hey son, these are the things you're going to see in the world. These are the things you need to look out for. These are the potential pitfalls in life. And then the second discourse is, we have Lady Wisdom, whom I'll talk about in a moment. And she's in the town square and she's, just beaming with wisdom. And she's just looking for people to impart this wisdom to, because she knows that it's going to make their lives better. And some people listen and some people don't. So those are the two discourses that make up Proverbs 1 through 9. And then you get to 10 through 31. And these are the kind of the little quick, one-liner, two-liner Proverbs that have really come to characterize the book of Proverbs, and so they're quick and easy to read, and I've definitely got some favorites, which I'll definitely share those with you as we come to them. So with that said, let's jump into Proverbs 1. And so Proverbs 1 itself is kind of broken up into three sections, and your Bible probably has them broken up into such a way, and it's probably got headings over each one of them. So the first section is Proverbs 1, verse 1 through verse 7, and this really culminates in Proverbs 1:7, and that's a really powerful verse. So if you've got one of these old-fashioned paper Bibles, I recommend you break out a highlighter and just highlight this if it's not already highlighted. Or if you've got your Bible on your phone, I recommend you tap on this verse and then tap a color to highlight it because it's really important. And it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. Fools despise wisdom and instructions. And there's a lot to that. And if you've ever done a Proverbs Bible study with me before, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, we've heard this before. When it says the fear of the Lord, this isn't a fear like, hey, go hide under the covers, or hey, go hide under the bed fear. This fear, it's a reverence. It's a respect for the name and the character of God is what that is. And the Bible tells us that's the beginning of wisdom, or that's the beginning of knowledge. Moving into kind of the second section of Proverbs 1, you've got verses 8 through 19. And what these are really it's the father talking to the son and saying, hey, avoid these evil associations. That's what characterizes Proverbs 1 through Proverbs 1, verse 8 through verse 19. And then we wrap it up. And starting with Proverbs 1, verse 20 to verse 33 to close out Proverbs 1, we meet Lady Wisdom. And again, you see the picture here and kind of the overall personification of wisdom is this lady that kind of just travels around. And again, she's full of wisdom, and she knows that it's going to make your life better if you would just listen to her. If you would just heed her advice and her words, then your life could be better. It's not going to be perfect. And you're still going to struggle, but you're going to know how to get through those struggles. You're going to know how to get through those troubling times. So it's this call to listen to Lady Wisdom in this third section. So it's kind of a cool picture that we're going to see again throughout the beginning of Proverbs. If you haven't read it, go read it. Proverbs 1, it's great, and I look forward to interacting with everyone. Thanks, guys.